Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. Let's get started. So as I do, I go over my NFL predictions for this week. So let's just jump right into that. Um, so my so for the Thursday night football game, it's Jacksonville at 0-3 versus Cincinnati 3-0. Cincinnati's favored by 7.5. I usually favor the home team here on Thursday night football. I know last week I favored Carolina, but it depends on the circumstance. But usually I'm going to favor the home team here. In this case, Cincinnati should win. They're clearly better than Jacksonville. Now, I will say this. Jacksonville, they won't stop Joe Burrow on defense. That's why Cincinnati win. But if there's a game for Jacksonville to kind of look pretty good on offense, maybe they showed some stuff maybe against Arizona, but if there's a game where they can, take advantage of a defense. Now, Cincinnati's defense is good, but they're not great by any means. So it's like if you can take advantage there, this is the game for Lawrence to maybe hopefully start having some breakthroughs here. But like I said, Cincinnati covers and wins. I have them winning 31-16. So let's go with Carolina 3-0 versus Dallas 2-1. Dallas is favored by 5. This game's a very hard one for me to bet this Cowboys game, not gonna lie. The Vegas line shows that they're not buying Carolina's 3-0. I think that Carolina's D-line will cause the Cowboys some problems on offense. I also think, vice versa, Cowboys D-line will cause Panthers O-line some problems because the Panthers O-line is just that pathetic. So now, where's the tiebreaker there? So for me, the tiebreaker goes with Christian McCaffrey most likely being out for this game. Because if that's the case, with such a big weapon piece being lost, and plus Dallas is the home team here, I'm going to have to go lean towards Dallas here. I have them winning by 5, 24-19. New York versus New Orleans. And the New Orleans favored by 8 points. This is not a game I feel like the Giants are going to bounce back here. The Saints' first home game, post Drew Brees, but then post the hurricane effects as well. So I feel like that home atmosphere and energy from having I feel like it would be just too much for the Giants. Now I do think the Giants defense can maybe keep close in the first half, and then the second half Saints, should pull away and have Saints winning 27-13. Washington 1-2 versus Atlanta 1-2. Washington's favored by 1.5, so it's basically near a toss-up game for the odds makers here. And I think that's the case as well. We know Atlanta is going to be last in the division, but for Washington here, they need to win all the winnable games that they can get here. I think this also has to be a game where Washington's D-line will step up. They won't make a dramatic jump, in my opinion, but they will look good enough to cause pocket passer Matt Ryan and a bad Atlanta offense some problems, in my opinion, despite it being in Atlanta. So I have Washington winning by 8, 24-16. Houston 1-2 versus Buffalo 2-1. Buffalo's favored by 16.5, which is the biggest favorite of the week here, and I concur. Houston starting a third round rookie QB for a second game against that Buffalo defense. It's been a disaster there, especially since Buffalo's figured things out offense now. But I have Buffalo winning 38-6 in a blowout there. Detroit 1-3 versus Chicago 1-2. Chicago was favored by 3 here, but here's what this game comes down to. I know what I'm getting for Detroit. Play hard, play tough under Dan Campbell. Don't know what I'm getting for Chicago. As a team, let them know I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. And I don't think Detroit can keep on getting unlucky like they did last week. So despite it being Chicago, I think Detroit actually gets the upset here. And it makes the case for Nagy to get fired more compelling. I have Detroit winning 20-17. Indianapolis 0-3 versus Miami 1-2. Miami's favored by 1.5. Now, because 2 is not playing, you may think I'm going to go Colts here. Incorrect. I think Jacoby Brissett, who knows the Colts, can play well enough against them and get some revenge, basically, against a team that said, nope, you're not a franchise quarterback. I really love the Miami defense here to get after injured Carson Wentz or even the backup and against a bad O-line. So I'll take Miami here to cover. I have them winning 23-16. Tennessee 2-1 versus New York Jets 0-3. Tennessee's favored by 7.5. Tennessee is not a great defense, so if the Jets can finally score and look like they actually showed up to a game, this would be a game. Even if they do that, I still think Tennessee wins, despite A.J. Brown being questionable. If Jets can keep it close, that'll be a more victory for them. I have Tennessee winning 24-9. Kansas City 1-2 versus Philadelphia 1-2. Kansas City's favored by 7. I know it appears to be doom and gloom for the Chiefs right now, but after watching Monday night, the Chiefs has got to be licking their chops to bounce back. I think even if Philly keeps it up offensively, the Eagles would just give up so many plays on defense and commit too many penalties like they have throughout the season. So Kansas City should win and win easily. I have them winning 38-21. Arizona 3-0 versus LA Rams 3-0. Rams are favored by 4.5. So here's the battle of the undefeateds here, if you will. I'm looking forward to this matchup. It should be a high-scoring affair. I think the Cardinals can make it interesting, in my opinion. But defensively, I just don't feel like they have an answer for McVay and Stafford combination, specifically, for a top like Deshaun Jackson or Cooper. I just don't feel like they have enough places in the secondary to overcome that side. And with it being at home and McVay's having Arizona's number over the years, I'm going to take the Rams here. I'm going to have them actually winning by a lot, 41-20. Seahawks 1-2 versus San Francisco 2-1. San Francisco's favored by 2.5. I don't see the Seahawks win here. I could see why the line's closed because, typically with division games, they should be close. You just never know what you're going to get. But actually calling it a blowout here, I think it'll be close to start, but in the second half, like the other games, Seattle will diminish from what I was the second, and then San Francisco will, pull ahead and have them winning 38-20. Baltimore 2-1 versus Denver 3-0. Denver's favored by 1, so again, pretty much a toss-up game here, which I agree with. Denver has played a weak schedule, so they're soft 3-0, but Ravens, they could be 3-0, but they also really should be 0-3 as well. So I think it's a game where both teams, will show their flaws being exposed. The Ravens' bad online and Denver's injuries, wide receivers, and all that, and Chubb being out. But I do feel like what will be the deciding factor here is I feel like since that Ravens O-line is just so horrible, and Denver's D-line is so good, and that'll be the difference maker there. And then being at Denver, so Denver won 24-16. Pittsburgh 1-2 versus Green Bay 2-1. Green Bay's favored by 6.5. The way that both teams looked last week, I think this game can get ugly for Steelers. I think it can get ugly real fast. I nothing to say here. I feel like just Green Bay should just destroy Pittsburgh point blank. I have them winning 35-6. Tampa Bay 2-1 versus New England 1-2. Tampa Bay's favored by 6.5. So the return of Tom Brady here for this game. There are just so many emotions and different, storylines. There's, both sides coming into this. So I just kind of want to take all of that out and just focus literally on the analytics and football side of things to kind of predict this game. With Patriots running back James White being out, plus the Bucs being an elite run defense, Patriots can't run the ball like they want to. And we know that Mac Jones has to pass 50 times in order to beat them. Because, if Tampa Bay is going to play like the Saints defense did against the Patriots last week, then this game shouldn't be even close, in my opinion. And I have Tampa Bay only covering but winning easily 34-12, spoiling Belichick there. And then for the Monday Night Football game, Las Vegas 3-0 versus Chargers 2-1. Chargers favored by 3.5 here. Again, this one's hard for me to predict here. It can go either way. If it's a Imano situation, I'll take the Chargers at home here to survive. But I think if the Chargers are making it hard on themselves once again and making some mistakes and all that, I feel like the Raiders would then take advantage of those, and that will lead them to getting the W here. So I have Vegas, which I think that will probably be the most likely scenario. So I have Vegas winning 27-24. It wouldn't surprise me if that goes into overtime. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and go over my college football top 10 games and predictions for week 5 here. So the game of the week is 8 Arkansas 4-0 versus 2 Georgia 4-0 noon ESPN. I love when I knew Arkansas was going to upset A&M with the backup quarterback, and sure enough I was right. But let me say this: Georgia should win this game, point blank. If you're an Arkansas fan, and that's nothing to be ashamed of, you've had a good run, but Georgia has the experience. They're the best defense in college football right now, in my opinion. A&M's a good defense, but Georgia's the best defense. They actually have a quarterback, unlike A&M or any of the other teams they faced to this point. Maybe Texas, but they have a quarterback, the best quarterback that they'll face so far to this point. So I just feel like if Arkansas just keep it interesting, that's a moral victory net for them. But I predict Georgia to win this game 27-13. 12 Ole Miss 3-0 versus 1 Alabama 4-0. 3:30 CBS. So I expect offensive fireworks here. I think while it won't be as high scoring as last year when these two teams met, I think it'll be a lot of back and forth. However, like last time though, I think in the fourth quarter, Ole Miss will make a furious rally, but I feel like they'll come up short and Alabama will hang off for the win. It's hard for me to predict the Ole Miss upset here when it's at Alabama. So I have Alabama winning 38-27. 7 Cincinnati 3-0 versus 9 Notre Dame 4-0. 2:30 NBC. I know in my takeaways I said in most cases I will not doubt Brian Kelly anymore. And I think he can win this game outright. But I'm gonna doubt. I'm sorry. I'm gonna down here just one more time, mainly because I know they say Jack Cohn should be fine. But coming off that injury, I still kind of want to see, okay, is he fine or not? And then also, I feel like Cincy just has clearly the better quarterback than Wisconsin has, and better playmakers than Wisconsin has. All that. Now, you can say Wisconsin has a better defense, but not by much because Cincinnati has a very, very good defense. I know it's at Notre Dame. I know it's at home, and I feel like Notre Dame will, do well in the first half and second half. I feel like Cincinnati will make a comeback and get the win barely, 26-24. For 21 Baylor, 4-0 versus 19 Oklahoma State 4-0, 7 p.m. ESPN2. I'm happy for the Cowboys fans that their team finally showed up for a game since the first three, despite the wins, were duds basically. Baylor impressed me against Iowa State after playing bad opponents and then seeing the way they played against Iowa State. Just the energy that they have. It impressed me a lot. But since this is at Oklahoma State, I feel like they will make some type of comeback and win this game that they shouldn't win. I have them winning 27-24. So those are the ranked versus ranked matchups, but there's still a bunch of other good matchups here. So I have 5 Iowa 4-0 versus Maryland 4-0. So still undefeated matchup there. And this is a Friday night game, 8 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Iowa, after beating Iowa State, has actually struggled on offense recently. Has kind of played down to their opponents. They couldn't put away Colorado State at home. That's concerning. But as we've seen with many teams have done this throughout the season. So I'm not hitting the panic button on them quite yet. I think Maryland at home will make it interesting, but I feel the Iowa defense will help them win this game, whether it's stops or turnovers. I have Iowa winning 24-16. 6 Arizona State 3-1 versus 20 UCLA 3-1, 10:30 Fox Sports 1. A lot of people like UCLA in this one, but Arizona State can make this interesting. The only concern for me for Arizona State is that last time they played a road game, it didn't go so well at BYU. So I want to see how they bounce back in this new road environment at UCLA. If they can just play a clean, sound game of football and no turnovers, then I think Arizona State actually gets the upset here. But if they play it again at BYU, UCLA should win easily. I feel like it's going to be a mixture of both, but I feel like UCLA will still make enough plays at home to get the win here. I have them winning 20-24. And by the way, the winner of this one, in my opinion, will go to the Pac-12 championship game. So you got 14 Michigan, 4-0 versus Wisconsin, 2-2 Noon Fox. So the only reason I think Wisconsin can make this game interesting a little bit because they play better at home, and Michigan's a run-first team. Wisconsin, one of their strengths is stopping the run. But I feel like I learned my lesson, from quarterback Mertz from Wisconsin, hasn't been ranked team, underperforms on a ranked team, so I feel like that might be the case once again. So therefore, I'll take Michigan. I have them winning 20-10. And you got 10 Florida 3-1 versus Kentucky 4-0, 6 p.m. ESPN. So this is a game Florida should win. However, Mark Stoops and Kentucky give Dan Mullen fits in recent years. And with Stoops being a good defensive mind that he is, and Florida loves to run the ball, Kentucky, despite them not looking sexy at times, can make this a slugfest, which is how they would even get the chance to get the upset here. I think Florida finds a way to pull through, but it won't be easy. I have them winning 28-20. 9-6 Oklahoma 4-0 versus Kansas State 3-1, 3:30 p.m. Fox. I told you West Virginia would give Oklahoma fits last week, and sure enough, I was right. Should have won the game if the center snapped the ball correctly. That's not the here or there. Kansas State the past few years is the Big 12 team who upsets Oklahoma for some reason. And it's at Kansas State, which should be encouraging, but Oklahoma, I think, will once again get lucky and escape here with the win. Now, I don't think they'll get lucky every single game at this point, but for this one, they do. I have them winning 34-24. 10, you got LSU 3-1 versus 22 Auburn 3-1, 9 p.m. ESPN. Auburn may be the favorite here, but I don't like what I saw against Georgia State. Needing a touchdown and pick 6 to seal that deal looks bad. I'm not sure. Bo Nix didn't finish the game, so if he's out for this one, then LSU is going to win easily. If he does play, maybe I'll go Auburn. We'll kind of see here. That's all he is. I know it's at Auburn, but I just feel strongly gut feeling that LSU would get the upset here. So I'm taking them to win 28-20. So those are my predictions for this week. Let me know what you think of them. Please subscribe to my podcast. Tell everyone about me. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.